So that night I received this email from NASA JPL, and I was just so happy. Every computer science student wants to work at NASA. Hey there, Lincoln here from BoyAcademy.org. Today I want to talk to you about the time that I turned down an internship to NASA JPL Jet Propulsion Labs. You may have heard of the NASA JPL team. JPL is the team that won an Emmy for their coverage of their mission, their InSight mission to Mars, sending and landing one of their rockets on Mars. Last year, a few years ago, and it was a big deal. And we all watched it in real time as it happened because they recorded it, and that's why they won an Emmy for it. So NASA's a big deal. It's a job or an internship that every college student in a computer science degree would love to take. So in this video, I want to tell you why I chose not to take it when I was offered a chance and on my terms. But before we get into it, I want to tell you why I'm making this video, because on this channel, what we do is we usually teach investing in the stock market, investing in your own business, and trying to build wealth for the long term. So why am I talking about this today? Why am I talking about this internship that I turned down years ago and it's now way in the past? Because when you're investing in whatever you're invested in your life, in your career, in your wealth, your assets, and all of it, you have to understand your goals. And sometimes you get hard choices. Sometimes you get things that you want, but it might not be the right time or the right opportunity, and you might have to look the other way and find better opportunity for you. So there's an opportunity cost in every choice that you make, and the opportunity cost to any choice is the value of another choice that you miss out on by not choosing it. So if you have option A and option B and you choose option A, the opportunity cost of option A is the value that you would have gotten or could have gotten from option B, but you missed out on. So I had two opportunities in front of me, and I chose the other instead of going with NASA, which could have been a great path forward for me as a sophomore in college, computer science major, only a year into my degree, less than that. So why did I not take it? In this video, we're going to talk about all of it and how I got to that position, and then how I made my decision and where I am today. But before we get into this story, if you enjoyed the video, please do me a big favor. Like the video below, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell, and comment your thoughts. Let me know if you would have taken the NASA internship, and let me know what your thoughts are on internships as a whole, and if you're interested in a computer science degree and a software engineering career. So let's talk about the background first. How did I get to this position? In 2013, I graduated high school from Strathaven High School in Delco. Shout out to all my Delco people out there. And went on to Oswego, New York, some small town in upstate New York on Lake Ontario. And I was a marketing major at the time. I chose to do marketing because I figured in the future, way down after I graduated college, I want to have my own business. And I want to be able to market it and sell it, right? I wanted the skills to be able to start a business and then do the marketing and make sure I can sell it. That was my goal. That's why I went to school. That's why I chose the marketing degree. So right out of the gate, you already know what I'm looking for, right? So now let's fast forward. 2014. At the start of 2014, my second semester of college, I realized that, hey Lincoln, the future is tech, right? In the future, whatever business you start, you're going to have tech behind it. It's going to have to be a software company. So if you're going to build a business, you want to have those skills. That's why I chose to then switch my degree to be a computer science degree. Of course, my school, SUNY Oswego, offered software engineering, but I figured, hey, computer science will give me the foundations to do whatever I want in the future. So I went with computer science. And I loved it. I really enjoyed it. It was something that I've always been interested in. The only reason I hesitated on choosing it as a major is because I figured I'm not that great at math. I'm not that interested in math. It's going to be 40% math, so I don't want to do it. But I had to get through it. I had to get it done. And it was a struggle, but I made it work, and I figured it out. So my first semester doing computer science went very well, aced my classes, and then that summer, 2014 summer, I spent the entire summer in my parents' dining room at the table, just on the computer, teaching myself how to code. right? Building websites. And I built a social marketplace for college students to buy and sell their stuff. I called it the college market. In that fall semester, I launched it on the campus. But of course, I did it in an ill-advised way. It worked out, but we can talk about that later. But the silver lining was that that whole stunt got my name out on the whole campus and to the administrators, the staff at the school, and important people in high places who were able to help me down the line. So come the start of 2015, I was looking for internships. During spring break, I spent some more time talking to my friend, Jordan Smith. Shout out to you, Jordan Smith, if you're out there watching, because he was a year ahead of me and he had gotten internships and he actually worked at Comcast before. So I asked him, hey, what should I do? And he said, hey, apply to Comcast. They're always having internships. So I did. I applied, I got an interview. Didn't go so well, didn't get the internship. So I spent that spring break trying to find internships that I could get and try to get interviews. Didn't get that either. So when I got back to school that year in April of 2015, late April, early May, when I got back to my dorm, I remember visually, I received a call and the person on the other line said, we're from IBM Watson. We have looked at your resume that was submitted to us through the department, computer science department, and we would love to interview you for an internship this summer at IBM Watson, our Littleton lab in Massachusetts. So I said, hey, why not? So I took that interview, did well, and I got the internship. I got the offer. More money than I've ever seen in my whole life, more than my parents both made. So this was a big deal. Just internship alone was starting me on the path to a high earning career. And this was going to give me the taste of being a software engineer and understanding what the job was about and how people do the work, stay in the job, learn on the job, and enjoy it. Hey, how do people actually enjoy this job? That internship would give me an experience that would let me know if this was the right field for me to go into as a career. On May 6th, at the start of the day, I received my offer letter from IBM Watson. But in that night, around 7 p.m., I received an email out of the blue from NASA JPL. NASA saw my resume that was submitted through the computer science department. And the reason we're connected to all these big companies is because for some reason, SUNY Oswego, this medium-sized school, state school in upstate New York, had Doug Lee as the chairman of the department, the computer science department. And if you don't know who Doug Lee is, I don't blame you, but if you're in the computer science world, you might have heard of him. He built concurrency in Java, and Java powers Android and billions of devices around the world today. The most popular programming language, at least of the past, but now JavaScript's coming up and taking on that mantle. But Java's a huge programming language, and our computer science department chair, was the one who built concurrency, which allows programs to do multiple things at once. So that was a huge deal for us. And so we had all these connections to NASA and IBM and so many other companies out there, Lockheed Martin. So we were in pretty good position to excel and get jobs before graduating if we just did well in our degrees. So I was doing well. So that night I received this email from NASA JPL, and I was just so happy. Every computer science student wants to work at NASA because NASA, you get both the ability, if you're a computer science major, you get to learn and expand the knowledge of computer science, right? It's a more research-oriented field, right? And expanding knowledge. And that's what NASA does. That's what NASA JPL does. They explore space. They build rockets and jet propulsion machines to go around space, like going to Mars, to learn about other worlds out there. And that was an awesome opportunity for any computer science major to be offered. So I was already very excited. But what I told the recruiter who reached out to me was that, hey, thank you so much for this opportunity. Thank you for reaching out to me. I am very grateful for it. But I just received an offer from another company. In this case, it was IBM Watson, and we need to make this process work in the next 2 days. Can you do that for me? because I had 2 to 3 days or so to respond to IBM Watson and say, hey, I'm going to take the internship or I don't want it, right? So I told NASA, hey, we have to move this. We have to move this along. And so I was already in the power position. I already had all of the control in the situation. And that was another win for me because I was in a position that most people aren't in. So they said, yes, we can do it. Let's get an interview tomorrow with our team and see how it goes. And if they like you, then we can extend an offer. So we scheduled the interview, and next day I speak to some of their team members, and they tell me about the project and what I would be working on as an intern at NASA JPL, right? JPL, huge deal. So I enjoyed the interview. I learned a lot from the recruiting managers and the team, and I was interested. So of course I did the formalities and told them I'm looking forward to an offer and all that stuff. So then that night they get back to me. The recruiter gets back to me and says, hey, Lincoln, the team loved you. They would love to have you on the team for this summer as an intern at NASA JPL in Los Angeles at our Caltech facility. And here's the terms, here's the offer, right? So I get the offer. Great. In less than a day, I received the email from NASA JPL and did an interview, got the offer in a day, which was already a big win for me. Just a few months prior, I was on the phone practically begging for an internship from other companies out there that were way below the level of NASA JPL. So now I had a dream internship in my hands. I could just take it if I wanted. So why did I not take it? Before we get to that, just quick housekeeping. If you're enjoying the video, please don't forget to like it, subscribe, and comment your thoughts. Let me know if I'm dumb for not taking that internship. So now, let's talk about why I didn't take that internship with NASA JPL. I could have been going down the path that most computer science majors would be happy to go down, right? Working at NASA JPL, working on the machines that will travel space and go to Mars, help us reach other planets and discover alien life and all that, right? If I wanted that. But the problem was, I did not want that. That wasn't where I wanted to take my career. That was never my plan. My plan from the start, and I told you this in the very beginning when I said I started off as a marketing major. My goal was to become a business owner, to build my own business, and to have the skill sets to build that. And my secondary goal was to be working in places and spaces that helped people directly achieve their goals efficiently and effectively. That was my goal. That was on my signature line of my emails. What I want to do with my life is help others do with theirs as they please, as efficiently as they need. That was my goal. It wasn't to put machines into space. It wasn't to be doing research at NASA or any other institution. My goal was to help people directly through my software capabilities, through my passions. So when I got this offer letter, I read through the project description, I read through the compensation, I read through what I will experience that whole summer for the 10 weeks I'll be at Caltech on the NASA JPL team. And I looked down into my future and saw what my career could be in this field. And I didn't like it. That wasn't what I signed up for as a computer science major. I actually should have been a software engineer because software engineers will be doing the things that I want to do, right? I'll be learning that stuff. So maybe I misled the NASA team because that was not where I wanted to go. So, but there's more reasons to why I rejected it. So the first reason was it was not where I wanted my career to go. The second reason was that I knew I would not enjoy the work. I am more user-centric. I love to develop user experiences and build features and be directly connected to the user and help them achieve their goals and get that feedback, that instant feedback. I love building websites and web apps and mobile apps, right? I gotta think of something just out of nowhere, write some code, and I can see it on the screen immediately. I didn't need any insane math models. I didn't need to know a bunch of calculus formulas. I didn't have to design behavioral models to figure out what would happen if that happened and whatnot, right? All I needed to do was know the goals of my clients, the goals of my users, and build the right solutions and solve for all of the many edge cases that could affect a user's ability to achieve their goals. That's what I wanted to do with my career. Be directly connected to the client, to the user. Solve their problems. Not spend all day doing math problems and researching and all that stuff. I wanted to build experiences, solve problems, immediate problems for people, help them reach their goals. That would not have been what I experienced in a career as a researcher at NASA JPL and then of course implementing those research findings. So I would be half researcher and half software engineer. That isn't what I wanted. I wanted to be software engineer. That's it. So I knew my goals from the outset. As soon as I went to school, I knew exactly what I wanted to do. And that allowed me to easily choose between the opportunities that came my way. And this is the same thing in investing. You have to have an investment criteria. You have to know what your goals are and how you plan to get there. So when I get 10 new investment opportunities every day, I can easily say no, 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 maybe, and yes, right? Because I know what I want. I know my goals. It was the same thing between NASA JPL and the other opportunity, which was IBM Watson, which will allow me to build machine learning algorithms and implement solutions that will solve goals, immediate goals for my clients and my users. That was an easy choice for me because I already knew what I wanted. Just like with investing in SoFi and Tattoo Chef and Tesla and ChargePoint and all those other investments that we talked about on this channel, right? The investment criteria. What are you looking for? So think of your career as an investment. You have to know what your criteria is. And I was very fortunate to have my criteria all set out for me early on in my own head so that I wouldn't be taking different paths that didn't fit that criteria. Because that could have been a huge mistake if I had went down the wrong path because of the opportunity cost. I could have missed out on the real opportunity that would have been best for me. So that's reason number 2. And then reason number 3, and my girlfriend doesn't like when I do this, so reason number 3 is the money. They were going to send me to Caltech in Los Angeles, one of the most expensive markets in the world, right, to live in. And now I know there's a huge homelessness problem because there's barely any housing out there. So they were going to send me out there for 10 weeks. And for the whole summer, the whole 10 weeks, I would have only had $6,000 in stipend, not actual wage, stipend, because the idea was it was only meant to cover my living expenses and any transportation that I needed to get to and from work. So that was another problem. Money. I want money, right? I'm not here to just have another schooling opportunity, right? I want to learn what my career opportunities will be and how much money I will make in this career. As a software engineer, I am highly skilled. I worked very hard to get where I am. So I want to be compensated as such. If you're going to build wealth in this country, anywhere, you need to have the right amount of income to allow you to build a sizable wealth that you want. So I already knew that this was not the right field for me. This is not the right area of tech that I wanted to be in because I knew from that offer letter that this is not going to be something that pays me well. It allows me to achieve my future goals of building my own business, of being financially free, and having no stress. So that's another reason I didn't choose it. Of course, that's not the biggest reason because it was just an internship, right? It was supposed to be part learning experience, part working experience, and that's what you expect from an internship. But as a software engineer who works very hard to get where I've been, I expect to make what I'm worth. But that's not to say that if IBM had offered me only $600 a week, I would have said no to that because that was more in line with what I wanted to be doing. That would have fit into my other 2 criteria: be working on user-facing software and solving problems directly related to the user's goals. So those were the 3 reasons I chose to turn down the NASA JPL internship. Of course, if I had taken it, I might have done very well, and I likely would have, because I do my best at everything that I get, every opportunity that I have. I work very hard to make sure that I excel so that my name gets brought up when there's another opportunity. So then, if that had gone well, I could have been on a team that won that Emmy for sending the InSight rover to Mars. And actually, one of my classmates was on that team from my school. So I could have been right next to him if I had gone down that path. But that wasn't the path for me. And even now, as a software engineer in the field, you can look at the compensation. NASA JPL engineers make anywhere from $90,000 to $125,000 a year. As a software engineer in Silicon Valley, I make anywhere from $100,000 to $160,000 a year. Most recently, I make $160,000 a year with tens of thousands of shares in the companies that I work for. That's how I want to live. I want to own what I build. I want to be compensated adequately to make the investments in my life that will allow me to build long-lasting, sustainable wealth. Because I make such a high salary, I get to make more investments. And I get to live stress-free. And I don't have to do research and do a bunch of math all day. What I get to do is what I've always wanted to do. I've built my own businesses. I love everything that I've done. I've enjoyed it. I've built great user experiences. At every company that I've worked for, we've been the best team in our industry. We've led the field. And I've been compensated as such. And I've owned every one of my jobs. I interned at Medium, I worked at Medium, and I owned Medium. I worked at GoPuff, who is now partnered with Uber, and I own GoPuff. And now I work at Future, a fitness tech company where I build the experiences and tools that enable our coaches to efficiently and effectively help their clients achieve their goals, their fitness goals. That's what I do. That's what I love to do. So I had a choice. I had two roads to travel. I could have gone down the research path or go down the software engineering path. And I chose the latter because that's what made the most sense for my career that I wanted to build. And that has allowed me to build my own businesses, have the skill sets to build them and sell them. So it's worked out just how I wanted it to. So I have no regrets in turning down NASA JPL. I know I have friends who would have loved to take that. There's people in my class that would have loved to take that. And I am forever grateful to the team for reaching out to me and offering me that internship. It just wasn't for me. So I did end up taking the IBM Watson internship, and that internship was a blast. Shout out to my blue noobs out there. You know who you are, the best intern cohort ever. We had so much fun that summer, and I got the chance to learn how machine learning works and implement a machine learning system. That was a lot of fun, but it wasn't for me, right? So I learned what I enjoyed on the job, and I learned what I didn't like. So that helped me make more choices in the future. And right after that, I got my internship at Medium. So everything has worked out despite turning down a awesome opportunity to work at a dream internship. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope that my explanation of why I turned down NASA JPL helps you make your mind up when you get multiple internship offers and you have to choose. And if you remember nothing else from this video, remember that you're going to have many choices in your life. You're going to have great opportunities as long as you work hard and you set yourself up right. And there's going to be times where you have to choose between two great opportunities. But always remember what your end goal is. Don't get greedy, don't take shortcuts, and don't do what everyone else wants you to do. Do what you want to do what makes sense for you and your path that you want to take on your journey. If you have to travel the road less traveled, go ahead and do that. That's what makes the most sense for you, and that's what's going to help you achieve your goals. If you're a software engineer out there watching this video, I'm sure you make lots of money and you don't know what to do with it. When I first started, I had no idea what to do with all the money I was making. So I wasted a bunch of it. Now I know how to make use of that money to achieve my end goals. And that is through investing. That is through building wealth. right? You have a high income, so now you have to learn how to build wealth with that income, how to acquire assets that are going to appreciate in value, and how to acquire assets that will yield you cash flows and build you equity. So that's what we do on this channel. We learn how to invest in the stock market, how to build wealth, how to analyze deals, how to find new investment opportunities, and be patient in our wealth building journey. And then once we build our wealth down the line, we also learn when it will be time to maintain that wealth through dividends and other asset classes out there. But today we're focused on building that wealth. And that's what you will learn here on bullacademy.org. And here on this channel, we practice the bull mentality in our investments. The bull mentality is that we know what we invest in, we understand what we invest in, we believe in what we invest in, and we hold for the long term because that's how we build wealth in this country. That's how we give ourselves the best chance of success on the stock market. So if you're interested in learning how to build your wealth, turning your high salary into actual wealth, then subscribe to this channel, learn how to invest, find new deals, and build long-lasting sustainable wealth. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment your thoughts on my decision to not take the NASA JPL internship, and let me know what your questions are about investing in your job, in your career. I will be talking more about my background and between my stock market videos. So if you're interested in all of that, please let me know and I'll keep it coming. I'm Lincoln with bullacademy.org. Thank you again and have a great day.